Activists claim shelling in northern Syria has killed 20 people, with at least 8 of them said to be children. The province where the alleged attack happened has seen violence escalate in recent months. Rebel fighters have launched an assault to seize several areas close to the Turkish border. We're live now to our Middle East correspondent, Paula Sleer. Paula, what more do we know about the latest violence?
Well, we are hearing reports of this reported massacre that has taken place in the northern part of Syria. From what we're hearing, at least 8 children have been killed, although that number could be as high as 20, with some 40 people being murdered in total. The videos and pictures that you're witnessing have been posted to YouTube, but of course it's almost impossible to verify their authenticity. The claims are being made by the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the organization known as OSDH, and again it needs to be said that it has given misinformation in the past. Back in May, when there was the Hula massacre, the claim was that some 100 people had been killed, but later a lot of the massacre and reports around it were found to have been false. The Russian Foreign Ministry has warned against this kind of disinformation and has made the point that this organization is spreading information that cannot be absolutely trusted. According to the Foreign Ministry, there are only 2 people who work in this organization, and as a result, their credibility is questionable. The Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, has said that there is always a lot of doubt when it comes to what is actually happening on the ground in Syria. Who conducts the massacres? That is a question. Whether or not chemical weapons have been used, that is another question. And at the moment, there is simply no proof of anything.
Well, indeed. In fact, you mentioned chemical weapons there. There were also recent reports of these kind of weapons being used against anti-Assad fighters. What can you tell us about that?
Well, certainly we've witnessed in the last few days the Syrian rebels claiming that the Syrian President Bashar Assad has been using chemical weapons against them. At the same time, we've also heard from the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov that he is satisfied that the Assad regime has done what it needs to do to put these weaponry in safe houses. We understand that they've been moved to just 2 locations. We're also hearing the same kind of sentiments being expressed by the Israeli Vice Prime Minister Moshe Ya'alon. He said that information that Assad's regime has used chemical weapons against the militants is most likely untrue. Now, activists are claiming that the civilians have suffered injuries consistent with exposure to some kind of poisonous gas. But what we're hearing also from the Israeli Vice Prime Minister is that the opposition has an interest in drawing in international military intervention, that each party has its own agenda and its own way of waging what is essentially an information war. Again, the point needs to be made that we have no independent verification of what is happening in Syria. And as the Israeli Vice Prime Minister said, and to quote him, as things stand now, we do not have any confirmation or proof that chemical weapons have been used, but we're definitely following events with concern, as indeed are we here at Russia Today.
Okay, our Middle East correspondent, Paula Sleer, thank you.